Hey there, what's up, YouTubers? Just a moment ago, I finished up a cold call session, another cold call session, but with a different party, of course, in another country, in the States. Yeah, and that gets me excited. That got me so excited. It got me excited, so excited that I kind of decided to make another YouTube video while I ingest the medications the doctor, the psychiatrist, prescribed me. But don't worry, I shall let some of my audiences know what kind of medication I'm currently taking to alleviate, if not to completely neutralize my symptoms of suicidal thoughts and intrusive thoughts. But yeah, I shall leave other details of those shite in my other vids. So yeah, so the details of those piles of shite falls beyond the range of discussion of this video. Yeah, so I just like to film the video while I take the pills, the medications, yeah, just to make my mind and thoughts sharper and clearer and more analytical while I do these things. I try to kind of multitask. In fact, quite a lot nowadays. Jesus Christ, this shit tastes like crap. In fact, the doctor told me this. I no longer need to ingest this. But his advice sounds kind of vague and ambiguous to me. I'm not sure if he no longer wants me to ingest this pile of small the powder, or he just wants me to finish up the existing boxes of this kind of medicinal powder, and then then cease to ingest all these kind of powder completely, and take those another sort of capsule that fights against the anxiety's symptoms and its associated rogue elements. So yeah, so I have to kind of pretend as if I am drinking some kind of coffee of some sort of special origin, or with some sort of special ingredients, that sort of thing. Yeah, so just watch me. I just need to make sure that this glass or this cup of water contains no visible impurities. I know it's another obvious manifestation of obsessive compulsive disorder, aka OCD. Yeah, but I just kind of gave you a bit of an idea how my symptoms tend to manifest themselves. Anyway, let us continue. No problem. Still kind of 1/3 of this pack left with 1/3. Yeah, need to continue ingesting it, but after this I have a bit of rewards for myself, so don't you worry too much. So yeah, it's clear enough, no visible impurities. We need to make sure of that. Yeah. As you can see, I also have I kind of also have to rinse my my mouth. I have to rinse my wash my mouth with more bit of H2O, because I have broken teeth. Sorry, not a broken teeth, a broken tooth inside my mouth. On the tooth bed, it got severely decayed. Actually, quite several years ago, and yeah, it brought me plenty of rough patches, back then. But I'm not gonna get into too much details about such a particular rough patch I encountered in my life. But yeah, I suppose it's it pales in comparison. It pales in comparison with what I had been through during my exile/homelessness in China, and yet I still consider myself in exile as well, despite I am already back with my grandma. It's a long story. As far as I perceive, and I don't want to bore you guys with too much details here in this video. I'm just going to show you how I managed to ingest this special, highly specialized small packet of medication. The psychiatrist prescribed me earlier, before my 6th visit to him, and not knowing whether he wants me to continue ingesting it or otherwise, since his statement sounds so ambiguous and vague to me. But regardless, the medication cost some money, and I don't want them to go to waste. So I should, yeah, just for my own good, and for my grandma's good. In the meantime, as well, So I suppose it still remains it kind of still remains a sort of a duty to me, So I have to finish this up, at least for tonight. I'm not sure if I'm gonna ingest it tomorrow night, but let's continue. Oh my God, Jesus. This one's... So apparently one packet weighs 6 grams, 6 grams sharp, according to the package here. Of course, it's in Mandarin Chinese, but don't worry, I'll find some time to translate them for you at another time, when I perceive it becomes appropriate. Just to make sure this bottle of remaining water contains no visible impurities as well. Actually, not much. Acceptable. Not great, but acceptable. So yeah, let's continue. Cheers! And last but not least, here comes the pill that directly treats anxiety by confronting it, as far as I know. Yeah, I can see it weighs around, half a gram. Yeah, of course, according to the manual prescribed and given. Yeah, I'm just gonna swallow it plainly. Cheers again. So no chewing whatsoever. Yeah, and I also like to share with you. When it comes to depression and suicidal thoughts, also and anxiety, I'm not saying that you can, put yourself completely together by attempting to control your fears and anxieties, but instead, there are some occasions, where you can just swallow them up, swallow your anxiety and depression up, just like what I did to this, nasty piece of medication. Actually, a nasty packet of bitter and crappy powder, before all this took place, I also experienced, some moments of the depression and hopelessness, while my grandma was, looking after me by washing my anus, my sorry ass, with with some sort of solution actually that can kill the pathogen, the bacteria. Sorry, I just forget how to say that in English. Is it called potassium magnesium or something? Potassium. It's called potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganate. So my grandma, rinsed, she washed my sorry ass and my anus with that potassium permanganate solution to further treat my hemorrhoids. And during such moment, I felt like that another apocalypse has become imminent for me, since I don't suppose I can just take some rest at my grandma's residence in peace for long. All things considered, my grandma is 78 years old, and I perceive that I don't have much time before all things go before everything goes to haywire, and I kind of have to man up completely, not depending on anyone, in order to maintain my fleshly health and mental health and spiritual health. And to tell you the truth, to make the matters worse, I currently don't have any friends in China. But instead, I lost pretty much, all of them. So I have 0 friends in China, nada, not 0, and I don't have a church here nearby for me to attend to, so that I can get some spiritual refreshments on a regular basis. So that makes another that constitutes another reason to get depressed and hopeless about my life. But instead, I kind of after that, shortly after that, for tonight, I saw an ad on my Gmail by accident, from a university in the States, and I ran them to ask them for more information in regards to how I can submit my application, and in regards to their courses, their degrees, outlines, and where I can find them. In fact, but instead they gave me some vague answers, which you can find in the cold calls recording, on my Patreon page, Yeah, but don't you worry, it won't cost you quite a deal to purchase, the subscriptions on my Patreon page. It just costs you $1, a little bit more than $1.50 to purchase the first, the lowest tier, the cheapest tier, sorry, the most cost-effective tier, to access the full video of such cold call session with that university in the States. Yeah, so basically that's how I managed to overcome depression and anxiety, and also fear of stuttering to a certain extent for tonight, after I had a pretty counterproductive and depressing day, since I didn't earn any, I haven't been earning any funds worth of mentioning for nearly a month. Well, if you don't count, the income I managed to earn on, via my Patreon page. So yeah, so yeah, I suppose I need to find myself some more jobs, And in here, it's not that tough to find a job, and it still seems tough for me to find a job that I find myself that I find fitting to myself and to my own expertise and skills, or range of skills. But I can tell you another fact, super honestly, that I even don't perceive I possess that wide range of skills. If you discount YouTube video production, content creation, maybe also cold call, and a bit of just a slight strands, bits of artistic skills, and the perception towards things that look gorgeous and aesthetics, that sort of still pains me and agonizes me even until now. So I don't know. So yeah, to end this filming session, I'm just going to show you. Before I end this filming session, I'm just going to show you how I am going to reward myself after I ingested that crappy packet of medicinal powder, Yeah, so just 2 pieces of chewing gums. Yeah, here we go. So thank you very much for watching and listening to my channel, to my vids. Stay tuned, remain faithful and steadfast, and don't forget to check out my Patreon page for more information regarding how I managed to overcome the anxiety of stuttering and stuttering to a certain extent. I'm more than absolutely certain those vids will help you tremendously, for those who stutter, or for those who find themselves so stranded with stuttering and the anxieties associated with stuttering. Anyway, guys, thanks again. Stay faithful, stay strong, and continue to hold the line with me together. Bye bye. Cheers.